Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's Mary, and I'm here with this week's edition of 90 Days in 900 Seconds. The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 6. Love is one thing, knowledge is another. And let me tell you, if half of these couples, if most of these couples would have done their freaking research before they went the other way, they would have had the knowledge they needed and they would have never got on that damn plane. But that's another story. We'll get into it. If I was going to give this episode a grade, I would give it a solid B plus solely for Gabe's lesson. No, wait. I'm going to correct myself. I'm going to give this episode an A minus solely because of Gabe's lesson. Gabe gave the public a well-needed lesson, and we're going to get into it. So I'm going to set 900 seconds on the timer, and let's get into it. So, Jen is another story. So Jen starts out, and she's still, she's bothered by the fact that Rishi's family has been searching for a fiance for him for the past 2 years, and she's been engaged to Rishi for the past 2 years. That's a little problem there. So she sets out in the morning to her fitness class. Now, this fitness class is like Zumba, Bollywood combined. So I got to show you what they were doing. So they're like doing these exercises, it's like high cardio and shit. And it's like, he, ha, he. Okay, so they're doing all this kind of stuff. And this guy, his name is Deer. Okay, he's like Jen's fitness instructor, friend, counselor, all rolled into one. So Deer is even telling her that Rishi is playing her, that if Rishi really wanted to marry her, and Rishi really wanted this shit to work, he would make his family accept her. He would have already let his family know that they were engaged. Okay. He would have already told his family about her. His family would have known about the engagement. And it's up to Rishi to like facilitate this whole thing. So Deer knows that Rishi's full of shit. So Deer is like, he's making a fool of her, dragging her from country to country and whatever. Fine. So Rishi shows up to, the apartment, and it's the Kite Festival. Okay. So in the Hindi tradition, God went to sleep for a month and he woke up, and they celebrate the fact that he woke up after his month-long nap. And God, a month-long nap sounds really good to me right about now. And they celebrate it by flying kites. And they do like this whole kite battle. And Rishi lost the kite battle with his neighbor. And Rishi tells Jen that he thinks that she could use some wife training. So they go off to a family friend's house, okay, because Rishi thinks that this would be a great idea, in this whole plan that he has in introducing the idea to his family that Jen is his fiance and he's gonna marry her. And he consoles Jen and tells her, but my family doesn't accept you. I'm gonna let them know that it's either I marry you or I don't marry at all, which you and I both know he's full of shit. But he tries to assure her that. So they go off for this wife training thing. Okay, it's his family friend, and first of all, he is not allowed to go into the room because there's a whole bunch of women standing in the room. And Jen is like, "Ooh, I think I like this role." Then Jen puts on the burqa. She has the bindi, and she's like, "Oh, I like this look on her." Then they put her to work. She is like Cinderella with this wife training. They show her how to crush the ginger, to make the tea. They tell her that they get up at 4 a.m. to make tea for their husbands. And no, their husbands do not make tea for them. Their husbands do not rub their feet. They serve their husbands food first, and they actually wait until their husbands eat before they do. This is ingrained in their culture, and there is no changing it. Okay, Jen? You are not changing hundreds and hundreds of years of culture just for you. So, yes, knowledge would have been a little bit of power before you decided you were going to pack up your shit and move to India and marry this man. Okay? Before you decided you were going to be the proper Indian wife, maybe you should have did a little bit of research. Just saying. Judd is talking about, I have 2 master's degrees. Like, this is like beneath me. Girl, you should have did your research. This is what they do there. This is hundreds and hundreds, thousands and thousands of years. You think it's going to change for you? Just like Nicole, who thinks a whole fucking country is going to change for her. Like, give me a break. What is up with these women? I don't know. Okay, so moving on. We have poor Jamie and Chris. Poor Jamie, not poor Chris. Poor Jamie. Okay, it is day 3 in Colombia, and they are going furniture shopping. Now, it's no surprise that their tastes totally clash. Okay, so Chris drops the bomb that she may have to go back to the US and they may have to push their wedding date out. Okay, the reason that why Chris may have to go back to the US, let's add this to her problems. Okay, so not only does she have narcolepsy with night terrors that she just like karate chops in her sleep. Okay, not only does she have, pain problems, she has a broken neck and she needs pain meds. Not only did her house burn down, like one of my Twitter followers reminded me. Okay, her house burned down. Okay, she has a broken neck, pain meds. She wanted to go knife shopping. Okay, she wanted to have a big knife for fucking protection. Okay, she has all of these issues. Now, it turns out that there was a $50,000 rare, inoperable, mind you, the fucking thing doesn't even run, motorcycle that was stored in her garage that was stolen. And she was going to sell it and use the funds to come, part of the money to live in Colombia. And she didn't think she was going to have to go back to go to court. But lo and behold, she may have to. If I was Jamie, I would be eternally doing the, yes, I'm booking this bitch a one-way ticket dance. But Jamie started to cry. And Jamie's like, I'm feeling like what happened on my birthday. Chris was supposed to come down on her birthday and she ghosted her. And it started triggering all this shit in Jamie. Personally, I would have been doing the yay, I'm booking the bitch a one-way ticket dance, but Jamie started to cry. She was triggered. She was upset. Okay. Next scene. Day 4. Mind you, this is day 4. Day 4. Day 4. Chris wants to go out, do something nice for Jamie. But she's in a lot of pain. Now, didn't day 2, they go to the pharmacy? I'm sorry, day 1. They went to the pharmacy, and didn't she buy a 30-day supply of pain meds? Day 4, she's in severe pain. She's laying there like curled in the fetal position, okay? But they try to go to the flea market. And she is, okay, so she says that the flight, the bumpy roads, pushing herself physically to make Jamie happy has exacerbated her back. Her back is killing her, guys. And just this whole situation has just made it worse. Okay. So she goes to the flea market with Jamie. Instead of just, saying, let me just stay in bed and whatever, she goes to the flea market with Jamie and she's laying in the back seat of the cab, her head on Jamie's lap, sobbing. Okay. So she's whatever. She can't do this. JB's like, JB's panicking. You could tell she is panicking. She is having an internal panic attack. Girl, listen, this is only a little bit. You want to marry this woman? Be ready for this ride. Okay, this is only a little tiny bit. And so they go back to the house. JB got a doctor. The doctor comes to the house, gives her a shot in the ass, and let's hope that made her feel better. So that's what happens there. And Jamie, if you marry her, get ready for the roller coaster constantly. Now, Debbie and Osama, on the other hand, I'm actually rooting for them. I know I've been saying all along that Gabe and Isabel are the only ones that I think that will make it. I hope Debbie and Osama make it. I really do. Osama is fucking adorable. I hope Debbie is not an idiot. Okay. And Debbie actually realizes that she needs to slow her roll a little bit. They need to get to know each other a little bit better, before, like, she doesn't need to marry him next week. Okay. This whole scene, Debbie arrives in Morocco. Okay, her plane lands, and if she could, she would knock everybody over as she's getting off the plane to get to Osama. Osama's standing out there. I know his hat is a little Amish, but he is fucking adorable. He's adorable. He has his flowers. He's waiting for Debbie. Debbie's getting ready to sprint to him like an Olympic fucking runner. When they finally see each other, it is like the glow. Nobody else is there. They're just so happy. Next week's previews don't look very promising, but they always play shit up for dramatical purposes on TV. I am really hoping that these two somehow work things out. I mean, you know what they say, age is just a number. We never fucking know. I mean, they are just adorable. Between you and I have to say this, my mother-in-law pointed out that Osama kind of looked like a family member of ours, and I can't stop laughing. And I am just hoping that they work out. So moving on, Danielle and Johan. Danielle. Danielle is such a condescending little bitch to Johan. I just want to reach to the TV and fucking shake her. So she slept alone in her apartment after her argument, and you know something? I don't blame him. I would leave her alone. Wouldn't even go back there. I would stick her back on her plane and just let her go. I mean, she is so fucking condescending. So basically, the whole argument was, she says that when he originally told her the story about his ex, he told her that it was a miscarriage, but now it turns out that she had an abortion. Like another woman's, what another woman did with her reproductive organs is Danielle's business. But hey, okay, so we clarified. This is what we clarified happened. Basically, Johan was under the impression that this woman had a miscarriage, but because this is what the woman told him. But he found out further down the line through someone else that the woman actually had an abortion. And, it bothers him, and he doesn't like to talk about it. So, yes, he may have originally told Danielle that it was a miscarriage, but this is the real story. So instead of, being comforting and saying, okay, Johan, I understand why you might have did that, but, okay, no, she lectured him. She lectured him like the condescending bitch that she is. And that's why I want to reach to the TV and strangle her. And then, he went over and sat on his lap and said, okay, let's not do this again. I don't want to sleep alone. It's like everything is like about her. It's like, you have to learn that you have to be an adult when we argue. You can't run away from things because I don't want to sleep alone. Well, maybe if you stop lecturing him and being a condescending little bitch, then these things wouldn't happen. But anyway, I'm moving on to my favorite couple, Gabe and Isabel. So this is this episode gets such a high grade. So Gabe is going for his top surgery. He's going for a consultation for his top surgery. He has a problem with what he calls his milk jugs. Okay. And he is, he wants to go and see what he could do about them. Personally, I don't see anything wrong. He feels like they're a little bit feminine and, and he doesn't like them. So, hey, Isabella's there to support him. And he said, and this is what really pisses me off. He said he had a really bad experience with a plastic surgeon in Florida. He went to go get a consultation, and the plastic surgeon didn't believe him that he was trans. He had to actually show the guy his scars, explain that he was trans. Like, what kind of shit is that? Like, that is actual bullshit. Okay? So so he sits down with the plastic surgeon and he explains, he wants to get a consultation for top surgery. And this is where the surgeon, Isabel, I'm out of time, Isabel and the viewers get a lesson about Gabe's anatomy. So, and like my mother-in-law says, how his penis was crafted and how it works. So, this was Dr. Roberto Cardona's second trans patient, and the procedure that Gabe actually had is called a philoplasty, and I know I'm saying it incorrectly. He had it done 5 years ago, and what they do is that they take skin from either your forearm, your side rib area, or your thigh, and they craft it into a penis basically. But Gabe, unfortunately, had complications. So he needed to have 3 surgeries. The first two was the first surgery. He woke up and he had no feeling, basically. Okay. So when they did it, when they took the skin from, I believe it was his left thigh at first, when he woke up from the first surgery, he had no sensation. So they had to redo it and do the second surgery using the skin from his right thigh. Then a couple of months later, he had another complication where his urethra closed and he had to use a catheter to urinate. So that was a whole nother complication. So basically, he had 3 surgeries to fix everything down there, and everything is fine now. He has sex like a normal guy. He ejaculates, which is, as he clarified in his scene with Isabel, using a Google Translator. A Google Translator came into play, highly hysterical. Okay. So, as he explained to Isabel, it is his female excretions coming through. Okay. So, going back to his consultation with the plastic surgeon. So, he shows the plastic surgeon his top, and I would say I don't really see anything wrong, except for maybe his nipples are a little bit feminine. But like the plastic surgeon said, there's a little bit of, excessive mass on the top. But hey, I don't really see anything wrong up there. So does the consultation. And then him and Isabel have their little scene in the coffee shop. All I have to say is these two are adorable. The Google Translator screwed up the conversation. At one point, it was talking about cooking penises. It was fucking hysterical. Reminded me in a good way of Devin and Johan and how it always used to screw up their conversations. But we all know Devin and Johan were a hot mess fucking express. But I love Gabe and Isabel, and I am rooting for them. And because I am out of time and I'm not going to continue to babble, I'm going to get to Nicole and Mahoon. And all I have to say is, man, these two fight over everything. Like I blink, like literally, they will be having a normal conversation 1 second. I will look away from the TV to like, I don't know, grab a drink, do anything, look again, and they will be arguing. And I will say, what the fuck are they arguing about? What the hell did I miss? And I will have to rewind. So basically, they were going to go to his uncle's house. No, wait, first I have to, let me rewind. Kind of funny. Mahoon was trying to show Nicole how to light the stove because Nicole couldn't just wrap her mind around how to light the stove with a lighter. Girl, you would not be able to survive in New York with some of these old school stoves. You know how many times I burned my fingers trying to light the stove with a lighter? So anyway, so they were going to go to his uncle's house because she wants to start this family business, clothing design, modest but fashionable clothing. Okay, Nicole. So before you know it, they're fighting over clothes because Mahoon swears that he did not know that Nicole used to wear short sleeves when she was back in LA and he used to FaceTime her. Never saw her wearing short sleeves. Maybe, sleeves like this. I know you guys can't see what the hell I'm doing. Sleeves like this or sleeves like that, but not sleeves up to here. Not sleeves up to here. No, 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 no. Not sleeves up to here. Maybe sleeves all the way down to here, but not sleeves up to here. No. I'm like, guys, this is like so stupid. We all know this is not going to work. So what? So they fight over clothes. He storms out. She gets upset. She's like, I feel like he doesn't want me. He just wants a version of me. No shit, girl. Then why did you pack up all your shit and move to another country where you know that the real you is not going to work? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You think a whole country is going to change for you. Anyway, annoying AF. And that's all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Please hit that like button. Check out my publication, wordonthestreetreality.com, for all the tea that you want. And share my video with a friend or 10. Thank you so much. Bye.